People keep recommending the Worthless 319. I think I've seen it, but I don't really know. I'll look it up. So chat seems divided on whether or not we've watched this. It sounds really familiar to me, and this time frame seems about right. Definitely haven't seen this one, but I think we've seen this. I don't know, really? Okay, let's see.
Today, I'll cover one of the most disturbing cases ever on Reddit. I also want to give a fair warning. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay.
It's so unique, I haven't seen anything that comes close to this in terms of authenticity. I also highly discourage you from looking any of this up since it's very graphic and it could potentially haunt you for life.
Is it a toss problem on Twitch, or does he not show anything? Doesn't show anything? Okay.
Some of you might already be familiar with this user since this topic is more or less 3 years old. In the replies, he has a few interactions with people about spirituality.
He's a bit scryo.
He's afraid of suffering and people tell him to take it slow and to not read too much into it, but he seems to be unable to do so. But it gets very dark in the replies.
Sounds like the dude from that,
like
Da Vinci Code that keeps hitting himself with a
and both
like
testicles,
stick,
but roughly 1 inch
like
of the base remains.
Flail or whatever.
Primal instinct, etc., tells me to remove it. The first time I used a gun, now I must use a knife, and it is going to be exceedingly difficult and painful compared to a few trigger pulls. After getting the advice to consider,
he removed his penis with a gun. I mean, that sounds like a lie. That wouldn't even work. That's like that carnival game where you shoot out a star with the BBs. You'd have to do like a full fucking line. Well, I guess you could be using a higher caliber bullet to be actually. I didn't even think of that.
In this post, he goes to length explaining how he circumcised himself, shot his own dick 4 times with a revolver, and then fried and ate it. He also lost his left testicle in the process.
That was a thing on Cannibal Cafe.
Ended up at the hospital. In a different reply, he explains that he sauteed his own penis and then ate it. And someone was curious as to how it tasted, and he claims that it tastes like chicken, and that he cut it in half since he almost vomited trying to eat the whole thing.
This seems very fake.
Only following God's will. He also is willing to send the images of his doings to people who are doubting him. Against all doubts, OP delivered.
Okay, does he actually, in this video, let me see. Let me make sure he doesn't actually show the pictures if there are any. Before continuing though, I will say, having pictures doesn't necessarily confirm that. You guys remember the BME Pain Olympics where there's the video of the dude cutting his cock off? It's fake. You can fake those things. You can easily, well, easily might not be the right word depending on how the pictures look, but yeah, you can absolutely fake it. He posted the pics. Again, I guess they could be real. It sounds unbelievable. But I guess it is possible. I'm just saying, like with the BME Pain Olympics where everyone's like, can you believe this guy cut his own cock off on camera? That was fake. That is a confirmed fake video. So I'm sure you could also fake pictures too.
Who expressed their doubt.
The way he's talking about it seems like he's fishing for attention. That's the impression I get.
What followed was something that probably no one
It wasn't fake? Again, how do people not know this? This was a big deal. The creator of the BME Pain Olympics even came forward saying, yes, that shock video, all of that was fake. Now, it's not everything that the creator has posted being fake, but that video in particular is fake. Because the person behind it, Shannon Larratt, is Devin Larratt's brother. He passed away now, but before then, he did publicly state that it was a fake video. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Here's the article. Yeah, so it is in this interview. It goes over Shannon. I probably can't even show this website. The man responsible for the creation of this site was Shannon Larratt. Shannon was himself one of the first people in the West to have his tongue split and among the first 3 people to ever receive an eyeball tattoo. Shannon's BME website would gain further notoriety after he created a fake but very convincing shock video titled BME Pain Olympics Final Round. I actually didn't know this part. This video originally concluded with a disclaimer noting that the footage was not genuine. However, shortly after being passed around the internet, the disclaimer was removed, leaving many viewers to believe that they were actually watching self-performed castrations and penectomies. Yeah, so that, like I said, that video was fake.
This guy is insane. He made multiple posts stating that he shot his own penis 4 times.
This has been proven fake. The Worthless 319? Hold on. Nah, I'm deep in it now. Where? Like I said, just because there are pictures doesn't mean the pictures are genuine there. And the way he talks about it is literal Reddit, like, attention seeking. There's a whole Reddit about it being debunked. Fuck, okay, I'll have to go to that after, then I don't feel like going that far out of the way now. I'll finish at least getting the lore here.
He basically sees himself as a prophet, receiving direct orders
Who's to say
from
he
God
wasn't?
to save mankind. Here's a more
God
detailed
did some
reply
fucked
from
up
him,
shit to the
which
people
goes
that,
more
like,
in
followed
depth.
him back in the day.
It reads, "It's extremely unpleasant and a daily question why God chose
He's the prime
and
punch.
the most average person I can think of."
No, he's the
He
hero.
also states that he had visits at insane asylums 5 times. Universe.
Why would you fake
What's also interesting
attention
is
just
that
like
he
this?
calls his doings
People this insane don't type this coherently. It reads like someone trying their best to play the role of
in the
like a
replies
crazy
on another
genital
post where he
mutilating
again
person.
asks for advice. He
It
details
reads
that he
very
uploaded
fake.
illustration.
There still is a chance it's
Now,
not
I
though.
think well, Worthless319 always ignored these concerns.
Damn.
Without any exception.
We tried.
Now, before we proceed, you may be curious as to how he even releases himself. He shares his experiences
Out his butt.
in a reply. It reads,
Redirected
"I'm
it.
pissed sitting down. If
Oh.
you're talking about orgasmic, since I finished castrating myself, I haven't gotten turned on once. Before castration, I had one nut. I blew apart my left one. I could come very easily by thought alone." In other posts, he shares his
Whoa.
state of mind. "I especially fear the end of humanity as it approaches. It's inches away. Centimeters.
Goddamn 5G.
No one understands me, especially myself. I called an ambulance after about 5 minutes of listening to music, laying on the ground.
Yeah, this
I
definitely
don't
is
remember
fake.
much of and I want to go through a few.
There's a website that shows his deleted Reddit history, not remove edit. Yeah, it doesn't prove that those pictures are either A, real, or B, him. There are people, and I do know this is a thing, I think it's called a penectomy, I think. There are people that have actually cut their cock off online, and there's videos of it. But I don't think this guy was one of them, because he just keeps making Reddit posts like he's an anime villain or something going into a monologue. I don't think this is, like, real. But the actual act of someone cutting their own cock off and shit, that is something that some absolute maniacs have done. Ooh, how deep does it go?
He wanted to end himself by bleeding out of his pelvic area to prevent a conflict between North Korea and the States.
It might have worked too. We
Psychosis
still haven't
inducing
entered into a
substances
conflict.
like DMT and LSD. There were people who were motivating Worthless to further self-mutilate himself in the name of religion. The users doing that deleted their accounts. So, as for information about Worthless,
Charlie, I saw the images. The dude has no dick. Like I said, on the internet, it's called a penectomy. There are people that have literally cut their own cocks off. There was even on this was a big one, the Cannibal Cafe. Cannibal Cafe, what was his name? Armin Minsk, something like that. The user on Cannibal Cafe said, "Hey, I want my cock cut off and I want to eat it." No, there we go. Armin Muse. On Cannibal Cafe, back in the early 2000s, there was a dude who's like, "I want my cock to be cut off and then eaten. Will anyone oblige?" Someone did, got together, literally cut his dick off, they ate it, he bled out in the bathtub. Like, there are people, and there are real videos and images of people cutting off and mutilating their own cocks. No doubt that exists. What I'm saying is this Reddit user is most likely not the one that is doing what's described or shown in those images. It's very likely he just took some of those stills from the videos or those pictures and is then making this story around this whole thing for attention. Because the way he writes is very much like a Redditor seeking attention. Just going by the way he writes. Again, could be totally wrong. It could genuinely be him. I'm just saying all of this seems super fake. He's making posts in other subreddits like, "Hey, how do I do this? I actually shot my nut off, which is why I'm asking, because I'm trying to save the America from North Korea using LSD, parentheses, God's drug. Again, I shot my nut off and then I castrated myself. I've been bleeding and it's painful, but I'm doing it for you guys. By the way, how do I do this?" Like, it seems like he's fishing for attention at every possible step with his post. That's what it seems like.
you could argue that it's too sensitive to receive media coverage, but that's not necessarily true.
Yeah, it would. It
It's
would
not the
absolutely
first
receive
time
coverage.
that something like that would get reported in Florida.
He's going to bring up
Here,
Cannibal
for
Cafe.
instance, we have a similar case,
Or not.
which received media coverage. You truly need to be fucked up in your head to stick to this for months, making threats and posts and also sharing grotesque images. Goodbye.
That was interesting. Again, I think that whole story is fake. Pictures, probably not, but the story, at least surrounding them with that user, I think definitely are. And luckily, it looks like we have a penis scientist in here. I've seen the pictures. They 100% weren't from him. He claimed to have shot his penis, but most of the pictures were shaved. A burn there would have simply prevented hair growth, at least in some spots. And there's also no wound in the area in any of the pics, just the absent penis. Yeah, I haven't seen the pictures, so I can't really analyze them myself. But I have been playing a lot of LA Noire, so if I do see them, I'll probably be able to get some clues. But I'm not going to do it on stream. Dine and dash is the act of eating a meal at a restaurant and leaving without paying. When I hear dine and dash being mentioned, I immediately go to the great Charles Doza, where he was arrested and then gave us one of the finest monologues ever recorded. This is Democracy Manifest. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Get your hands off my penis! When that video went viral so many years ago, there was a ton of different rumors and stories surrounding it. It had this air of mysticism almost. It ranged from hyping him up as some kind of Gotham supervillain to him being an infamous dine and dashing culprit that they were finally apprehending. And for some reason, that always stuck with me. So when I think of Dine and Dash, he is who I picture in my head now. Even though that wasn't the truth of that situation there, it's still, for some reason, what has been locked in my noodle. So today when I saw a body cam video of a douchebag being arrested for dine and dashing, I couldn't help but just think about Charles Doza and how much cooler he was than this loser we're about to watch.
On August 16, 2022, officers responded to a report of a man leaving a restaurant without paying his bill.
Why are you asking for my piece?
Because you're being accused of a crime. I'm not saying that you're guilty, but I gotta get you identified.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
All right? Relax. Relax. Come over here.
So that's the gist of it. He's being accused of not paying his bill at a restaurant, so now he's got 1 star and the cops are just casually coming up to him asking for his ID. This video is blown up over the last 12 hours, and every post about it says that this is a Wall Street Bets mod. I'm sure all of you have heard of that subreddit, Wall Street Bets. It's a very popular one, and I don't know if that's a true statement or not, but if this really is a mod on Wall Street Bets, that makes this situation even goofier, because this goober is the quintessential Reddit mod in real-life caricature, and good heavens, it couldn't be more fitting. It's exactly what you envision when you picture a mod interacting with other human beings in the real world.
I went over there to have happy hour. I had some food, and I day trade. I do option trading. I got a business major and I got an accounting, so I do day trading.
He randomly decides to mention that he's a day trader, does options like yeehaw, woo, that's fucking awesome, this guy's amazing. It has nothing to do with anything. That is totally irrelevant to everything. It wouldn't matter if you're Michael Jordan. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't matter. You didn't pay your bill. You can't do that.
Were you by yourself?
Yes, by myself.
All right. How much did you eat? What did you buy?
No, it was only $70, bro.
$70 worth?
Yeah.
All right.
So,
God, his attitude is so insufferable. So he's laughing at, it was only $70, bro. I make that in a millisecond with my day trading and options because I am a Hustlers University graduate and I learned all about this kind of stuff, brother. Like, I was on Reddit the other day getting my financial advice as I usually do, and I'm making a killing right now. $70, that's nothing. This is a non-issue. He just doesn't understand, like, liquidity versus supply and demand. He doesn't understand the bell curve, the angle of azimuth.
I tried to pay with Apple Pay.
Okay.
And he said, like, I'm sorry, sir, we don't take Apple Pay. I was like, cool, I gave him my credit card. My credit card didn't go through. His face was really upset already. And I'm like, I tried to educate him. I'm like, listen, I don't have any liquidity with me because most of my capital is my investments. In banks, I don't have banks neither.
He sounds like me when I was back in high school thinking of excuses for why I didn't finish an assignment. Like just a bunch of nonsense mumbo jumbo. He goes through this long speech about why he can't pay for it because he doesn't believe in liquidity. You know, liquidity is a belief held by simpletons and he doesn't have anything in the bank. He'd be a damn fool to have anything in the bank, obviously. So he just can't pay for the food at all. He talks about how all of his money's in investments, which is turbo dope. I have no doubt in my mind this guy is investing epic swag style into the coolest Web3 projects. He's got tons of awesome coins. Like, I know he's crushing it. Big thanks to World of Warships for sponsoring this video. I've been working with the World of Warships team for quite some time to design some custom in-game content, so I'm a commander in the game now. I go by Chuck Blast on the seas out there, and I'm an absolute menace. The name of our ship is the Blastmaster. We sail under Chuck's flag, so I help design the assets, the camo, just kind of top to bottom. It looks like me, it sounds like me, because I do the voice acting for it. Dead on target. I'm, for all intents and purposes, engaged in war out there, and it's extremely fun. World of Warships is an amazing game that my father and I played together. He's been hard addicted for years, so it's really fun to watch him play as Chuck Blast. So there's new content released every month. There's so many ships to choose from: destroyers, battleships, aircraft carriers, cruisers, and you can play alone or in a division with friends. So you can use code Penguinz0 to get the mission to unlock me as your commander, Chuck Blast. You also get 7 days premium account time, 1.5 million credits, 500 doubloons, and the battleship Bayern. It's available for PC and consoles, and the code is for newly registered players, but existing players can acquire these items by purchasing my bundle or through the new internet's containers. So you can click the link in the description to get started. Thanks again, World of Warships.
All right, okay. Do you have any means to pay that 70?
No. I want to sue them. I'm sorry.
But do you,
No. I'm sorry. You're asking the wrong question, sir. I'm so sorry.
you consume food, right?
Huh?
You consume food?
Hell yeah.
It's just something was off with this guy. He pitched this crazy fit, went nuts in here, threatening people. I'm talking about like went nuts at the bar.
I love that he's playing the victim here like this. Oh, actually, I want to sue them for thinking I couldn't pay 70 measly dollars. 70 clams? Oh, that's nothing. Of course I can pay that. I have no ways of paying that because all of my money's in these investments, but I obviously have $70, and, you know, I want to sue them now. Like, the delusion on this guy is incredible. I have no doubt that he was probably trying to barter with them at some point too, like, oh, actually, do you accept bonds here? I'd like to pay in some of these bonds. As you see, I'm an investor, so I don't really believe in liquidity. Okay, maybe not bonds. Do you accept Safe Moon here? No Safe Moon? Oh my god, you guys are so behind on the times. This is archaic. No Web3 capabilities here? Okay, how about, can I pay you in Cum Rocket coin? Okay, I'm out of here. You won't accept Cum Rocket coin? I was even going to leave a 200% tip. That's your fault now. $70 is nothing. That's literally no money at all. I fart and $70 comes out of my ass. It's not that I can't pay, it's that I'm not going to pay because you're not accepting real currency like my shit coins here. And apparently he was throwing a tantrum too, threatening people. What an unhinged lunatic.
Do you have a way to pay that bill now?
Correct. No, I don't have it now.
You can? All right,
No, I can't pay it. But
All right,
I want to report the
All right,
business.
but listen.
Because it was a statement. Can I say this?
Walking away from a tab is a
No,
crime.
he kicked me out.
Yeah, no, but you, because...
No.
All right.
No.
Hold on, Victor. No, you can't, Victor. You can't, because then you're going to go to jail.
No, I know. But
Relax.
you
Put your hand over here. Put yourself over here.
No, hands. No.
Put your stuff over here.
Don't come with that, sir.
Weirdo NPC here is trying a very interesting technique of being as annoying as possible. I cut out a large chunk of it there because it was just him putting on this, like, drama club thespian troupe performance about being on camera and shit, just to be a nuisance. So I think what he's trying to do here is just be so bothersome to the officer that the officer loses interest. So he, like, de-aggroes the police officer by just being annoying, and the police officer just doesn't want to deal with the headache and leaves. I'm pretty sure that's what his strategy is, but luckily, it doesn't work out.
You know, how late can we stay open? It might take him till 10 o'clock before he can pay his tab. He was on his computer. I mean, it was nuts. This guy is out there.
Oíste, si le falté el respeto, excúsame, because I go through this racist stuff all the time, stereotyping. But today I was like, you know what? I'm tired of it.
I think this guy is just a real con man, and I think he's going to go from place to place.
Call Officer Leo.
Yeah.
He then tries to claim that it was racism here that led to this situation. So he's really going for every possible approach he can to weasel his way out of this. The business owner here is saying how he thinks he's a con man who just goes business to business pulling this stunt. And I think he's probably right. It feels like this isn't his first rodeo with dine and dashing. It feels like this is probably something he does pretty often.
I got the money to pay, and I was trying to pay.
All right, can you pay now?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to pay, so I want to sit down, have a water while I get my payment.
This guy must have the orb of confusion in his pockets right now, because he is spitting some stupid shit. He is on that moron potion right now. It's so confusing listening to him. He's lost in his own sauce. He's like, oh, I just wanted to have a water. I was going to pay. I can pay. I was planning on paying. I wanted to pay. I was going to pay. The officer says, well, can you pay now? And he goes, no! It's like, what the fuck?
Can I do that?
All right, the signal 20, I need to know if they want to press charges.
Yeah, because, No, I want to press charges, not them, me. Officer.
Andrade, can you answer me that question?
Charges, not them. I want to press charges to the restaurant, not to me.
I'm sorry?
We good.
Buddy starts spamming emotes now, and he's like, I actually want to sue them, not the other way around, trying the Uno reverse card here. And I'd love to know how that lawsuit would go. I'm suing this restaurant because they're mad at me for not paying my bill. I fully planned on paying my bill, I just refused to. I even offered to give him an IOU. He didn't accept it. That's their fault, and they're mad at me? What the fuck? I did nothing wrong.
I'm so sorry. Estoy bien nervioso, man, because
All right, so if you have what do you have there that you can pay with, that you can pay the bill? What do you have here that you can pay the bill?
Right here, sir. My Robinhood account where I do day trading.
No, but you can't pay with that.
Yeah, so that's my only
You
form of
can't.
payment.
Oh, I
That's
got
not my
you.
problem. I'm trying to pay.
All right, hold on.
the thing. Yeah.
71 switching to.
He flashes his Robinhood account, which makes me believe he probably is a Wall Street Bets mod, because that's the starter pack. He's like, no, look, I could absolutely afford to pay. Look at my Robinhood account. And the officer's like, brother, you can't pay with that there. And he's like, I know, but look, it's right here. I can't pay, but look at this money here. This is where it all is. It's not my fault. What am I supposed to do about that?
Two.
I'm sorry, no, déjame callarme porque me siento tan mal because I'm questioning your This is so funny. You can't wait to see what's gonna happen. It's amazing.
His mannerisms, he's like going full Joker mode here. I'm the Joker, baby. This guy's just acting like he's some kind of weird, quirky goofball. He's like, you're not gonna want to miss what happens next. It's gonna be amazing what happens next. Gotham deserves a new class of day trader, and I'm gonna give it to him.
Póneselo, siéntate. Sit!
Dando.
71 taser pointed.
I'm sitting down, guys. Look at this.
All right, put your hands behind your back.
Okay.
Pete, put your hands behind your back.
Telling that I'm trying to pay my costs, and now he's arresting me.
Get up.
Things have escalated here, and he continues to try and say that he's attempting to pay his tab. He's also lobbying to the civilians around him like, look at what's happening. I don't understand what's going on. I was just telling the officer I was trying to pay my tab. I even showed him my Robinhood account. I was going to pay my tab with my imaginary money that I don't have. What do you mean? I don't know what's gone wrong. This injustice. I can't believe it.
I'm Republican too, and he's Spanish. It's a system. It sucks, mama. Why are you searching me?
Stop. You're under arrest.
Why? He's telling me I'm under arrest, but he's not telling me why. Office
You're under arrest for theft.
for theft. Mira, theft. I was stealing.
Thank you for your quickness and your kindness. Can I get you a bottle of water here?
Oh,
Stay hydrated.
thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
The juxtaposition between these two officers' experiences is comical. One of them's having the worst day of their life, having to interact with this insufferable loser, and then the other one's just hanging out with the restaurant owner who's being extremely sweet and then just gives him water, and he's like, oh, well, thank you so much for this. I appreciate it.
Yes, don't delete the video, please. Thank you, Officer Hernandez. Thank you, man. I appreciate your service. Just don't delete the video.
I cut out a lot there. Things get very messy. It reaches this weird climax where this guy just starts going a little ballistic and wiggling around, which eventually ends with him getting taken to the ground and charged with resisting on top of already this. And now they've got him in the back of the patrol car and he's asking them not to delete the video, which I think he really should have asked them to delete the video. I don't know why he thought he'd come out of this looking like the good guy here. Everything you could do wrong, he did wrong many, many times. I'm honestly convinced that he must have been the diversion to a bigger scheme, like something out of Ocean's 11, where this guy was supposed to just occupy all of the police's time by just being as loud and over the top as possible to direct their attention all on him while his associates do crime elsewhere. So that way it'd keep the heat off of them and focus entirely on him. Because that's what it feels like. Out of nowhere, he just starts like yelling and screaming and trying to like get everyone's attention from the public around him too. And it just makes this huge hoopla, this massive song and dance out of this situation. So it really feels like he was the diversion in a movie for a bigger crime plot. It was weird.
I can pay the tab right now if you want. Like, it's no problem. And I can tip him the $100. No? And I know it was a miscommunication, and I know you're gonna have to apologize to me, you know? And the owner is gonna have to apologize to me too.
You can't pay the tab by just flashing your Robinhood account at someone. It doesn't just beam the money quantumly into their cash register. You can't pay it. That's the whole root of the issue here. You were provided a service under the expectation that you would pay for the service you were provided, and you can't. Also, you apparently freaking out and throwing a massive tantrum in the restaurant probably didn't help things at all. I imagine if you were a bit more respectful about it, like, oh man, Apple Pay's not going through, my credit card's not swiping, something must really be wrong. I can afford to pay this, but maybe we'll need to think of another way of doing it, this and that. Like, if you were more respectful about it, I imagine this may have played out a little bit differently. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. See ya. One of life's greatest pleasures is a nice big I told you so moment, and today I get to wiggle my finger and celebrate one of these beautiful situations. However, I'll be honest, it's bittersweet because it's something I wanted to be wrong about. This is less of a celebration and more of just some sadness. It's about the whole Reddit situation. I've made 2 videos covering it, so I don't want to just keep vomiting and regurgitating the same points I've already made, but basically, Redditors were striking due to some changes Reddit made in terms of its pricing, which fundamentally shuts out third-party apps, which are very popular for Reddit. So in response, the community privated like 10,000 subreddits, which basically shut down Reddit for a whole day. The protests were only scheduled for 48 hours, which is really silly to give them an end date. They basically had an E3 announcement where they had a press conference saying, we're protesting on this date till this date, and that's it. Which is kind of a weak threat. It reminds me of that shit out of Simpsons where it's like, I'm gonna swing my arms really fast, and if you run into it, it's your fault if you get hit. It's not a very powerful threat. It's not a ton of pressure on Reddit since they know when it's going to stop. 2 days. So they just have to grit their teeth, bear it for 2 days, and then it's back to business as usual. And the Reddit CEO recognized that, pretty much just laughing in their face about it and spitting on them, saying like, yeah, we'll just wait 2 days. We're not changing anything. They are sticking to their guns. The Reddit CEO, Steve, has said that it's their business decision, and they're not going back on it. This is a picture of the Reddit CEO. I always like to bring up an image of him now because I just can't believe that he literally looks like the mental image anyone puts in their head when they hear the term Redditor. It's like he was created in a lab to embody Reddit as a whole. Like, it looks like he is the product of a million years of fine-tuned evolution to become a Redditor. So Steve Huffman just said, we're just going to wait it out. Some of the subreddits in response said, okay, fuck you then. We're going to stay offline forever until you change this. And now Steve Huffman has once again played hardball and did exactly as I speculated he might. Steve is threatening the Reddit mods that are protesting, but he's not threatening their life or anything like that. He's threatening something much more important than a Reddit mod's life: their power trip. He is threatening to remove their moderator status of the subreddits if they don't reopen, which is legitimately a Reddit mod's worst nightmare. Not having the ability to ban users they don't like in a subreddit for a job they do for free. That is an incomprehensible, cruel, and unusual fate worse than death. So Steve went straight for their throat. He knew what the most important thing to a Reddit mod was: that power trip. If a moderator team unanimously decides to stop moderating, we'll invite new active moderators to keep these spaces open and accessible to users. And I'm certain they still won't be paid for it. I don't know where he's going to find those moderators. I don't know if he's holding open auditions or tryouts to be a Reddit mod. But I guarantee you probably won't see a single goddamn penny if you get this position here. Because he doesn't need to pay the mods. For some reason, so many people flock to this position just for the passion of power. No matter how trivial it is, to just be the moderator, the fucking unpaid janitor of a subreddit, for some reason is enough for people. That they'll do anything to maintain it. And believe it or not, this threat completely worked. A ton of subreddits that were still closed yesterday are now reopened. Now, this is where the I told you so comes into play, because in the video I made on this a few days ago, I said this. So I am rooting for them here, but I am not expecting a huge change from Reddit here. I don't think they're going to go back on their decision. I think what's most likely to happen is the Reddit CEO will just install new Reddit mods and then force the subreddits to unprivate. He'll just go behind the scenes internally, flip the switch, have the subreddits go live again, get rid of the mods that were protesting, install, new mods that'll just be his little puppets that he can control, and that'll be how Reddit gets back on track. That's my theory, once again, purely speculation from a dumb idiot. Well, that idiot doesn't sound so dumb after all. Like when Isaac Newton discovered gravity, I discovered something everyone knew was going to happen. This wasn't a unique take, this wasn't a hot take. A lot of people were talking about this likely being the path Reddit goes down, and unfortunately they did. I was really rooting for the Redditors in this case here because I hate greedy corporations that pull shit like Reddit just did. Them getting away with that is infuriating, and I thought there was a chance this protest could lead to positive change. I was a bit skeptical, but I mean, on day one of the Reddit blackout, the whole site was, not functional. So they did do, like, legitimate damage to the site, so I thought there was a chance good change could come from this, but I didn't calculate just how important that moderator status was to Redditors. Like a moth to a flame. They're addicted to that power. It's more potent than the purest fucking blue meth in the world, I guess. It's peanut butter, but without the jelly, and they needed the jelly. So when they were threatened with losing their moderator position on their subreddits, a very large chunk of the subreddits that were still private went public again today. And they did release statements on the subreddits. I'm just going to show you one of them from Livestream Fail. They got grilled heavily for this statement. They got cooked like a fucking pot of spaghetti. They said, LSF is back. This was not our decision. Earlier, we received a threatening message from Reddit admins. It told us in no uncertain terms what would happen if we continue to keep the subreddit closed, and was also a clear attempt to turn moderators against each other if necessary. Multiple subreddits received this aggressive message, which I'm pretty sure all of the ones that were still protesting did. I don't know what they mean by turning moderators against each other. This isn't the fucking Game of Thrones. If you just keep it private and all agree like, hey, what Reddit's done is really greedy and fucked up, I don't know how there's necessarily going to be a mutiny here like out of Pirates of the Caribbean with Barbossa rising up or some shit. Like, I feel like all of you are on the same page for the protest, so I don't know how it would turn people against each other, but I don't know what the message said. So after much deliberation, we have decided to reopen the subreddit. Our current team is responsible for a number of custom tools and safeguards that make LSF easier to use and safer for everyone, and no incoming mod team would be able to access them. We have multiple tailor-made bots working on every post for moderation purposes and for quality of life features like automatic flares and clip mirrors. You would immediately see a difference if a new team was assigned to LSF, and we believe it would make the subreddit worse than ever. We're continuing to deliberate the API issue amongst ourselves and are looking for workarounds, but for now we're back. Happy clipping, everyone. Friendly unicorns create kindness, spreading positive energy zealously. This same kind of message was posted on many big subreddits on the site after the threats from Steve. I think it's very embarrassing to read, because the way they talk about their subreddit makes it seem like it's their life's work. So the statement here about like how we've created these incredible innovative tools, like real fucking sci-fi shit, like automatic flares, to make it safe and easy for everyone to use. Like, we don't want to envision a world, we don't want to live in a dystopia where LSF doesn't have all these incredible tools we made for it. So in order to keep LSF so pure and incredible, we were forced to reopen. Like, it's not some kind of inelastic good that people can't go without. It's just a fucking subreddit. It's just a place for people to go and post goofy clips or go to post drama or go to complain. Like, if it does end up being a worse place without this moderation team in there, people will just stop using it or go elsewhere, and that's not a big deal. Like, that's not the worst thing in the world, right? Like, I just don't understand why they view these subreddits as, like, the most important pillars of our society. And that the mods view themselves as heroes, champions of justice, because they moderate a fucking subreddit. They're just doing a job for free. And the second that they even be challenged on it, like, hey, we're gonna get rid of your mod status, they panic and reopen the sub and then try and spin it like they did it for everyone else's sake. Like this was some kind of sacrifice they made. Like, no, these tools are so good, you need them. So, we're going to abandon our convictions and reopen the subreddit because they said we might not be mods anymore and they'll bring a new team in. I don't know, I just find it all very embarrassing to read. Like, the protest did work. Like, I do think you can mark it as a success. It accomplished exactly what it aimed to do on day one. The problem was, they weren't strong enough to stick with it. They just weren't. For some reason, these subreddit mods view their communities in a much bigger way than the world views them, if that makes sense. So when these things stay down for an extended period of time, I believe that these mods are under the impression that all of a sudden the world is a worse place for it. So, they have to get it back up quickly so that way that people have a home to go back to and, all of the information can still be easily accessible so that way the world keeps running, right? But if they had just stuck with it, I really think they could have put a lot of pressure on Reddit. Again, the site literally didn't even work on day one because of how successful this protest was. If you could have kept that intensity and that energy across a longer period of time, Reddit would really have no choice but to fold to you or make these threats, which you, as a community, a team, would be able to come together and be like, nope, we're still going to keep it down. And yeah, I'm sure there's always going to be some pathetic people that will do some unpaid Reddit volunteer work for free. But in that case, like the LSF team mentioned, it wouldn't have any of the tools that they were using. Thus, it would be a worse subreddit that people would leave. And with more people leaving, that's bad for Reddit. So you would still be accomplishing your protest goal. It's just, I don't know. They gave up with a single threat. And that threat wasn't even a scary one. It was, hey, you might not be a mod if you keep this behavior up, buddy. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, being a Reddit mod is like an insult at this point. They'd be doing you a favor. It's so comical. It is the most on-brand Reddit mod behavior. It's fucking crazy. The only thing you risk is your unpaid fucking hall monitor job on Reddit. Like, just take the ban in order to fight for what you're trying to say you believe in. Now, I know and understand that most normal users of Reddit do not give a fuck about the API changes. They don't care. But I do think everyone should care, because I don't think corporations should be able to keep getting away with making more and more greedy decisions that will ultimately make the normal user experience much worse. In this case, the API price changes force out all of the third-party apps that a lot of users were used to, and the third-party apps are better than the official Reddit app, so now you're going to have to settle for a worse service as a result of it. Forcing out third-party apps that are better than the official one is just straight up fucking wrong, and it's going to make your experience as a normal user worse. And these greedy policies are always going to come at a detriment to the normal user experience to the site as a whole. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't really recognize. They think that it's only like affecting Reddit mods, but it's the entire experience of using the platforms. And these greedy policies are only going to continue to spiral out of control. And in this case, there was a legitimate chance to put real pressure on the corporation itself to try and walk back one of these egregious, over-the-top greedy decisions. So I do think regular users should care, but I understand they don't, and you can't expect everyone to. But for the Reddit mods, they seem to understand the importance of the decision like this and fighting against it. But they didn't have any fucking backbone at all. All they needed to hear was that they might not be a mod and they fucking lose their mind. Like, holy shit. I guess I can't be surprised. Reddit mod has, like, that position has such a negative connotation around it, and clearly for good reason, I suppose. This is so sad to see a successful protest end this way. But, whatever, I guess. Just wanted to talk about it to give you the update to the situation. That's about it. See ya. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that I look and sound like a Redditor, which is one of the most insulting things you can ever say about another human being. But what if I force-fed you a hard truth? What if I told you, I don't really use Reddit? My narwhal doesn't bacon at midnight. I'll occasionally go on there just to see if there's any breaking news that I might be unaware of, but it's very infrequent. And I never, go into the swamp of a comment section on the platform. Until today. I don't know what possessed me to do this. It must have been some kind of divine moment that just grabbed me by the shoulders and possessed me, told me that I needed to read some comments today, and I am so thankful I did. I stumbled upon true beauty with an argument that could only ever happen on Reddit, that perfectly encapsulates the quintessential Reddit user. In this moment, I am euphoric. Thanks to finding this fucking angry Redditor and everyone who engaged with him on this day. It started in the most unsuspecting location, but then again, that's where all good fairy tales begin, in the place you least expect them. So, it was a clip posted from this podcast. Now, the clip doesn't matter. I'm not going to play the clip. I'm sure you probably already recognize the person here. Her name is Bobby. She runs a podcast where she interviews famous celebrities, and her whole shtick is she makes things awkward. which is a very hit or miss format, so it's led to a lot of debate on why is she so popular. Also, is she an industry plant because she seemingly blew up overnight? She landed an interview with Drake while she was still relatively new and not massive. So it just started raising a lot of red flags, and a lot of people started saying it must be an industry plant. And then she started getting even more superstar celebrities, like this clip is from an interview she did with Lil Yachty. And it's just been a lot of hoopla around her and her content. The only reason I'm even giving you this lore dump is because it is necessary to put into context what started this argument. And it's the entire reason I went into the comment section, really, of this video. You see, Bobby's content is very polarizing. On TikTok, people love Bobby. They're cheering her on, pumping their fist. Go, Bobby! Let's get it! Fuck yeah! And then on Twitter, it's boo! Oh, brother, she stinks. Get out of town, scram. This is garbage. So two very different responses to her content on two different platforms, but I've never really seen Reddit's opinion on it. I've never seen them weigh in, and curiosity got the best of me. I marched into Mordor, went to the comments in order to get an answer to the question, and most of the comments were pretty negative towards the interview, but there was one comment that spawned a whole series of dominoes to fall. So let's begin our journey. I'm going to blank out their name here. I don't want anyone to go harass anyone involved in this situation. So this individual comes forth and says, "What grown man sits down and watches this bullshit, then have the nerves to repost this garbage to Reddit?" Now this comment received a lot of love, over 400 upvotes, which is nothing to scoff at. That's a lot of high quality karma. Unfortunately, no Reddit Gold, Reddit Platinum, or Reddit Silver was gifted to it, so we weren't blessed with the edit "thanks for the gold, stranger," or anything like that, but still, the community responded very positively to this comment, and most of the comment section here echoed the same sentiment that they didn't really understand the appeal of the clip. Now, all of this doesn't matter. You can wipe your ass with all of this now, because going forward, this comment spiraled into something that had nothing to do with the original post anymore, and it went fucking insano style. Now we're introduced to our primary antagonist of Season 1. So, from out of nowhere, our main character gets challenged. Someone steps in and says, "Lol, you're on the Hot Wheels sub, dude. Weird to take shots at what grown men should be into when your interests include Hot Wheels. Different people like different things. Leave it be." So he goes into the post history of this individual and notices that they are a frequent poster on the Hot Wheels subreddit, and he's using it to take some shots at him to try and showcase, like, hey man, you say grown men shouldn't be into that, but I could also say grown men shouldn't be into Hot Wheels. You see how that works? And he's not wrong. He's coming for the throat here. You could absolutely say the same thing. What grown men would be so into Hot Wheels that they'd go on to Reddit and talk about it all the time? I personally have no problem with that at all, and I don't think this poster does either. He's just using it to make a point. I think whatever hobby you're into, whatever you collect, I think it's great. I think that shit slaps. Having something that you're passionate about that you would collect it, I think is a cool thing. I mean, I have fucking cards framed on my wall from Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, right? Like, I get it. But this really struck a nerve with this guy. He responded by saying, "Grown man liking cars? Who would have thought? I see you ignored all the other subs. Maybe I should waste my time on rap and movie subs like all the other low IQ Redditors across the pond." And if you're an astute observer, you'll notice that he's no longer enjoying the luxury of some updoots. The subreddit has turned against him, thrown him to the wolves. He is now being flooded with downvotes. And a downvote is a fate worse than death to a Redditor. It's kryptonite to Superman. The downvotes start hitting him, over 100 downvotes. And I can see why. This feels very insecure to come at him like this. His point was pretty clear, but then he, tries to, I don't know, explain away why it's, really in line with being a grown-ass man because he likes cars. He's like, oh, well, yeah, grown men like cars, Hot Wheels are cars, duh. I mean, maybe I should just go to rap and movie subreddits like you low IQ plebeians. It's really, really cringy Reddit behavior now. The bad boy comes back with a tough-to-swallow pill. Hot Wheels aren't cars, mate. They're toys. Talk about low IQ, haha. You're not better than anybody else, sorry to tell you. To which he responds, "The fact you had to come back and edit that pathetic response, LMAO." And then he just says, "Go play with your vroom vrooms." His collection of downvotes is starting to eclipse his collection of Hot Wheels cars at this point. They just keep pouring in. As you can see, most people are rallying behind the other guy who's just saying, brother, they're toys, not real cars. And he's right. He is fluent in facts. He is spittin'. They are not real cars. They are toys. There's nothing wrong with collecting them or liking them, but I don't understand why this goofball is talking about it as if they are real vehicles. He's like, got this bravado going on, like this machismo, like, oh yeah, grown men liking cars, who would have thought? It's Hot Wheels, man. They're still collectible toys that you can play with, and they are made for kids, but there's nothing wrong with liking them or collecting them as an adult. Fucking Pokemon cards are made for kids too. I collect them. Like, there's no shame in it, but you're acting so insecure about it and, like, pretending that it's something that it's not. And he does the classic Reddit 101 when it comes to argument, where he doesn't actually address what was said. He just says, LMAO, edited your pathetic response, big L, basically. Like, his response wasn't pathetic, it was totally fine. You didn't counter it or anything at all. He just made you look foolish, and you continue to make yourself look like even more of a clown here. In response to the vroom vroom comment, he says, I'm changing spark plugs on my 700 horsepower F-150 right now. I will when I get done, though. And now, here enters the sidekick to our main supervillain here, who chimes in and says, you're trying too hard. To which this guy responds, actually, I'm low on boost. If I was trying too hard, I'd be at 950 horsepower range. It doesn't get more Redditor than that. Oh my fucking god, I could feel the fedora tip through the computer screen here. Milady, my horsepower is quite low, actually. It's just, shit, it hurts to read, it really does. The guy's absolutely right. He is trying so hard. I half expected him to go into, like, the Navy SEALs copy pasta. What'd you say to me, you little bitch? I've got 500 confirmed Hot Wheels with 6,000 horsepower and 400 RPM turbo booster NOS accelerators. Like, brother, it's Reddit. You're not Dominic Toretto. You're talking about Hot Wheels. It's not that deep. Even if he was being honest and was changing the spark plugs in his F-150, why would you say that? It just makes you look like such a fucking loser to say that during your heated little scuffle online. It's so cringy. If that's what you were actually doing, keep it to yourself. You don't need to try and, like, prove that you're a man to a stranger on Reddit. All hell breaks loose right now, and the cringe is rated E for everyone, because he starts just lashing out at anybody in the thread. So someone else made a comment, and he went through his post history, I believe, and found that he was on, like, the WWE subreddit. So he calls him out saying, WWE isn't real, bro, sorry to tell you. Maybe you should pick up a real hobby like learning about cars. To which they respond, toys. A slam dunk, he's right. It's all fucking about Hot Wheels so far. So then he comes back and says, yes, I'm not delusional like you, Mr. SmackDown vs. Raw. That's not even an insult. The WWE is extraordinarily popular. Hot Wheels Henry is just really scrapping for any morsel, any crumb of an insult that he can, slap together. And it's not working. It's not. He's fighting like 16 different battles from all fronts here on this comment thread, and he's losing every single one of them. Our boy then goes full armchair psychologist. You actually are ashamed deep down. That's the whole reason you chimed in on my comment. You felt attacked when I said, what grown man watches this? It brought back traumatic memories of you being bullied for liking WWE in this day and age. And he's like, no, I commented just because of the toxicity. To which he says, I'd rather have a Hot Wheels collection in my garage next to my turbo truck than have Rey Mysterio and Triple H posters all over my wall. I don't know who's getting bullied for liking the WWE in this day and age. It's extraordinarily popular. Maybe like 10 years ago, but today, no shot. I think he's fighting ghosts with that one. You're much more likely to get bullied for collecting Hot Wheels cars as a grown-ass man. Case in point. Though, he's not actually getting bullied for that because no one really has a problem with what you collect as a hobby. The reason people are making fun of him here in the subreddit is because of his attitude, where he views his hobby as just superior to whatever else everyone's interested in. Oh, you see, no, I actually collect Hot Wheels cars, like a real grown, grizzled, strong, big-muscled man, not this lame garbage. Like, it just sounds like pinky up, high off your own fumes, sniffing your own farts kind of garbage where you view yourself as superior than others just because you think your interests are better. So you're just shitting on everyone else who called it out. Like, no one cares if you collect Hot Wheels cars in your garage and it's right next to your fucking Optimus Prime truck. Yeehaw, that's great. You're just being an asshole about it, which is why people are just making fun of you in the subreddit. His rampage continues, and this time he's pissing on sacred, hallowed ground. He insults RuneScape. He says, "You drive a stock car and play RuneScape, I know you're drowning in pussy." He's saying it sarcastically. So he checked the comment history of this guy, saw that he played RuneScape, and he's using it to attack him. Which is a wild one. Like, yeah, RuneScape's got some, less than stellar things about it, but there's nothing wrong with RuneScape at all. It's still an extremely popular MMO that is well loved to this day. And the guy's like, "I don't understand how a dude who plays with toy cars thinks he's above people on movie and rap subreddits and people who play RuneScape. We're all on the same site getting in our respective nerdy communities. What makes toy cars better than talking about media or playing a game?" Which is fair. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And then he just goes, "You don't understand because you can't even turn a wrench on your own car. Of course a mechanic is going to be into Hot Wheels considering he works around cars all day. Do you need me to further break it down for you to understand?" Oh, just that aura of insecure loser is very potent. It's like in Bleach when they first meet Kenpachi and his spiritual pressure is so strong that it just glues people to the ground, they can't even stand up. That's what his loser aura is doing to me right now. It's rough. Why do you feel the need to defend your hobby when no one's actually attacking that? They're attacking your behavior, where you think what you do is better than everyone else and can't understand that different people are going to like different things and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the only thing people are picking apart. That's what started this whole thing. You were saying, who watches this garbage? What grown man would do this? And one other guy was like, "Hey, you're a grown man who plays with Hot Wheels. You understand? Like, different people like different things." It could have been so easy to just meet in the middle, shake hands, and be like, "Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, this wasn't for me." Just like Hot Wheels collecting, maybe not for you. But he just refuses to accept that reality. Instead, he's just going, no, you don't understand because you can't turn a wrench in your own car. He just keeps diving in on things other people like. Do you just really call RuneScape a fun multiplayer game? Responding to someone saying that it was a fun game, there's nothing wrong with it. You're not playing COD, dude. You're playing a game that's synonymous with virgin weirdos like yourself. Deaf embarrassing. He's just trying way too hard. I can feel the tears in his eyes as he types these comebacks. Now, up until this point, I had a big smile on my face reading these for the first time, but when I read his next response here, I let out an audible gasp. So the guy, once again, is still going in about RuneScape, like, it's just an MMO, whatever, you're being a judgmental prick, and can't handle it when people roast you back. So you start combing through comment histories, massive Redditor mindset. And his response is, "I can definitely handle it, LMAO. I just shit on 10 different no-lifes, including you, that wanted to be relevant. There's multiple comments saying who watches this, but of course you want to reply to mine for the free clout and upvotes from the Fem girls." I don't even know what fantasy land this guy's in. He just went into Narnia, and he's not coming back, I guess. We've lost him for good in delusion. Farming the free clout from a Reddit comment section? What clout? And where did the Fem girls come from? And I don't understand. There's so many layers to this onion, I don't even know where to begin with picking it apart. So, first of all, he can't handle anyone roasting him back. He has showcased that very beautifully. He's had a full-blown conniption over this. He did not shit on 10 different people. He just made a fool of himself in response to 10 different people. And he says that they just wanted to be relevant. So I'm guessing this guy has a huge ego, and he thinks that he's some kind of Reddit power user, perhaps? Like, his karma speaks for itself, right? Like, this is a big guy. And you guys are only responding to him because they're trying to suckle some clout from his teats, his big, ample bosom of relevancy. It's wild. It's so wild to me. So I went to his account because I did a double take. Is this like a big Reddit user? No, he's not. Like, I don't know what like the highest upper echelon of Reddit karma farming is, like the biggest karma accounts, but his is not very high. Like, I don't know where this is coming from. But even if it was, if he's the #1 Reddit poster, there is no such thing as Reddit clout for commenters. That doesn't exist. Like, Reddit is the only social media platform where if you're extremely active, the number one account on Reddit, it doesn't do dick for you. It does less than nothing for you. If you get Twitter famous, you can at least turn that into some kind of like sponsorship revenue or lead people to other platforms to maybe follow you. Now you can even make direct ad revenue from engagement, I guess. TikTok, obviously, you can make a whole career out of. Even Facebook, obviously, YouTube, Twitch, every other social media platform, if you are a power user of it and get like a big audience on there, you can make a whole career out of it. Reddit, if you dedicate your life to being a Reddit power user, all you do is get laughed at. That's your big reward. You get insulted for wasting your time. It is the only social media platform where you cannot make a career out of being a power user of it. So even if he was the number one user on here, it wouldn't matter. And there's no clout that anyone would be able to get from this exchange. This was just one of the most bafflingly out of touch comments I think I've ever read on that platform. Now, another Redditor came in and said, "No way you just said free clout" when referring to Reddit comments, also stunned by the statement, and he double responds here saying, "Your plan worked, dude. You got all the femboys wanting to suck you off. And since we're on Reddit, I'll just go ahead and do it. You used the wrong form of your, actually." And then his next response is, "Y'all should become friends and play together. Y'all would fit in perfectly with the rest of the RuneScape community." I'm at a loss for words. This is kind of where the whole thing ends. And man, what a banger of an exchange it was. It's just such an adventure. All starting from someone mentioning his Hot Wheels hobby. And look at where we ended up, huh? Look at us now. Who would have thought? This is a wacky argument. Probably my favorite Reddit argument that I've got to actually find for myself. I got to come into this in the wild. I didn't get linked to this. No one told me about this. I just happened to be perusing the comment section and then saw this argument unfold. And I got to go on an unexpected journey with it. And I really just had to share it. I had to. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. Do you remember Ko, the face stealer from Avatar: The Last Airbender? That creature that had a ton of different faces that it stole from its victims? Well, what if that thing was a Redditor? Do I have you piddling in your britches yet from this scary campfire story? I should, because it's real. I know Reddit and creeps go together like macaroni and cheese, but this particular specimen is special. He's like an SCP of pure delusion, cringe, and obsession. A dangerous mix, a recipe for disaster. And over the course of like 2 or so years, he's made a bunch of different accounts in order to message one lady in particular. And I'm sure this isn't the only person he's been messaging through all of these accounts. I imagine all of the other people are probably just too afraid to show anything or talk about anything in regards to this guy, because they're probably fearing for their lives. They're probably worried that he's going to show up at their doorstep and turn them into furniture like Ed Gein, because this guy is a fucking freak. I haven't gone over weirdo messages in a while, so I thought it was time to dust off the swamp ass throne here to take a peek. The messages we're about to look at are the newest. They're only a couple of days old, and they come years after she thought she had already defeated this menace. But I guess there was a post-credit scene with like a hand reaching from the grave, and now he's back. And he's found her on Instagram, and he's starting to harass her there. Now, Buddy starts by activating his Sharingan of Riz. He's alting. He says, "Hey, can I slide her? We spoke on Reddit for a while." What an incredible opening line. This is no doubt a pickup artist. This guy fucks. Naturally, she asks, "Who is this?" Because there's no profile picture here. I imagine the account name is some kind of like throwaway nonsense that looks like an Xbox Live arcade code. And he says, "I don't know how to describe it. It was also some time ago, but you have a great profile, ha ha ha, and amazing highlights. You seem very outgoing." Weaving a bit of mystery in there. This guy's good. "You know me, but I'm not going to tell you who I am. I actually don't know how to describe it, actually. Who am I?" An existential question. If you subscribe to solipsism, I mean, we don't need to get into the weeds of it, but you have such an amazing profile, m'lady. And I'm just the gentle sir for you. She presses him saying, "What do you mean you don't know how to describe it?" Because that just doesn't compute. What do you mean you can't describe who you are if we spoke before? You come in here out of the blue unprompted saying that you know me, and then you can't describe that? what the fuck is wrong with you? What insane asylum did you squeak out of by accident? I mean, like, I can't remember anything besides how you look like, and I don't have our chats anymore. Only this right now. I don't even know your name. You even shot with guns. You Americans are crazy. She's talking to a lobotomite. He's suffering from amnesia, it sounds like. What do you mean you don't know? Like, you said we spoke on Reddit. You don't remember your Reddit account name or anything? And he tries to reassure her, oh, I don't even know your name, actually. I only remember what you look like. And just going off of that picture in my head, in my mind's eye, I was able to find your Instagram account somehow. Dude's trying to cosplay like he had his brain scrambled by MK Ultra and can't remember anything except for bits and pieces about this lady's appearance. He is very clearly just trying to avoid saying the Reddit name because he knows that she'll know that it's that weirdo creep from years ago that kept making tons of different accounts to keep harassing her. Also, I think I should clarify this because it may have been confusing. It started 2 years ago, but it wasn't like some one-time instance where this guy just made like a ton of different accounts and she blocked them all and that was it, just, you know, put the kibosh on it. He continued to do this for a long period of time. Like, there's a post from her from 2 years ago with him doing it, a post from a year ago with him doing it, so he's kept doing this behavior for a long time, and now this is just his most recent rodeo here again. Somehow, Creepy Redditor returned. The Creepy Redditor of 1,000 faces. She says again, who are you? I don't know. That's the only thing I know. Maybe I told you my name and you'll remember? It's blank. I imagine whatever name he gave right there isn't his real name. He probably just dropped an alias or just a fake name that he probably thought sounded cool. I bet my sweet Bippy that he just chose a name that he lifted from anime. Oh yeah, it's me, Thorfinn. You don't remember anything, do you? And what's your name? Sorry, but I forgot. What do you mean you don't remember anything? You've given her no information. What the fuck are you talking about? What is she supposed to be trying to remember here? You are a complete stranger who hasn't even left like a single fucking breadcrumb to piece this puzzle together. She says, what's your name on Reddit? Point blank. That should be super easy to answer. And he goes, wait, let me think. Actually, it could be, I don't remember. Damn, it was so long ago. I don't know, I can't see the chat. I think you blocked me. But still, you are a bigger red flag than me. Oh boy howdy, he just dropped a bombshell and immediately goes on the defensive. I think you blocked me. But it's because you're a huge red flag and you were intimidated by my overwhelming masculinity and the very strong jawline that I have. I've been mewing a lot. You were the problem then, but I'm willing to forgive you. I just don't remember what my Reddit account was. I'm sure you block a lot of people, so this probably wasn't like a dead giveaway, right? I blocked you? This is why you won't tell me your name. I don't know, I am not that familiar. I don't see the chat, and a bit of time has passed. You're from the US, right? I am from Europe. I don't even know what this strategy is here. I blocked you? I don't know, I'm not familiar. It's, a lot of time has passed. You're from the US, right? Hey, did you know I'm from Europe? Said no European ever. Usually, if someone's going to talk about where they're from, they're not just going to say the whole fucking continent. So I'm starting to highly doubt that this guy is actually from Europe. He's probably just in the US and making shit up here. I don't really get what he's even trying to accomplish. It's just so weird. Like, it's not even like flirting or anything. It doesn't do anything. It's actual just like it's like NPC dialogue in a video game that you'd hear in the background that's malfunctioning. Like, it doesn't work. It's not even like statements he's making, it's just disjointed thoughts that he's shitting out. But this was enough to let the cat out of the bag. She says, you're the one who was DMing me from different accounts. Yeah, and I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling Redditors. So smart. But I can't see the chats anymore. Hopefully you are not creeped out or something. I am sorry. But you have an insane memory, especially if you have to read so much lol. And she just goes, yeah, you're fucking creepy, goodbye. And he says, no! He probably saw that goodbye text message come through and he literally reached at his computer going, no! Like some kind of dramatic death scene in a movie. But now let's take a look at how we got to this point. Let's go to some previous seasons with encounters of this kaiju of cringe. We'll go all the way back to the beginning, 2 years ago. These are the first of the sacred texts, and it actually does look like they were at least exchanging DMs before this conversation happened, before he went full mask off and showed just how weird he was. So he goes, yeah, no worries. You just have to pick the right one, haha. Did someone send you a tribute? And she says, what do you mean? Now, if you've been around the cyberspace for as long as I have, you immediately know what he's talking about. He's talking about a cum tribute. That's something that only the most deplorable of degenerates engage in, where they come on someone's picture, or they even do it to figurines too, where they put them in a jar and then come on it, or sometimes they don't even use the jar. They go no props, they just do it raw. And that is what he is talking to her about here. This guy is so brain rotted that in the middle of like what seems to be some kind of conversation between these two, he starts talking about cum tributing to her. Like a cum tribute to your selfies. Just talking about it so casually, like this is a normal thing that normal, sane people do. What are you talking about? I don't know, I could expect it from Redditors. I love that he tries to talk down on Redditors. He is literally like the quintessential Redditor that people make fun of. I'm so confused. What are you talking about? Like coming to your selfie and sending it to you. Or was that too much? Why would you even say that? Boredom, I guess? That's dangerous. I don't know. I finished studying and I am waiting until I meet friends of mine. He is trying so hard not to seem like a fucking loser, so at the end he's like, oh, I don't know, like something Redditors would do. I'm not like one of them. I'm just kind of bored, you know, I was studying and now I'm waiting for my friends to come over. I got like 50 friends coming over because they wanted to hang out and like smoke cigarettes with me and shit, because like that's kind of what we do, and then maybe I'll end up having a threesome tonight, but I kind of just want to talk to you about all this splooge news, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out is all. Now, apparently she blocked him after that. I can't imagine why. And he was just as perplexed as I am. His confusion was so strong that he made a new account to message her again and try and get to the bottom of this mystery. Come on. And then I think he says her name there. Like, I am not doing anything, just being high. Like, come on, you can't get mad at him just for being high and talking about cum tributes. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, I have a soul. Are you serious? You text me from a new account? You're the creepiest person I've met on here. Seriously. It's getting weird, yeah, but I enjoyed talking to you. Please stop. Send a selfie. I will also send one. No, fuck you. No! I don't know. I think we could have a good chat. Dropping his signature classic, no! Right before being blocked. I like that. I like how he says that they could have a good chat if given the chance, but it seemed like they were chatting, and then things just went off the rails, completely unhinged, with him bringing up busting a load, like tributes to her. I don't know what he expected. I don't know why he thinks that's something that's normal. And he also just in the middle of this asks for a selfie and then tries to bargain by saying, I'll give you one. Like, you know, if you show me yours, I'll show you mine. Come on, this is a great deal. Show me a selfie and I'll give you one. I know you really want one. Come on. Like it's some kind of gift. It's not like she's asking for a selfie. Nobody wants that. And there's no doubt in my mind he was just going to send some random person's picture. He probably would have chosen like Henry Cavill, like, surprise, it's been me, Henry Cavill, this whole time. Don't you feel silly for blocking me on the other account? Alright, now let's talk seriously. Because this guy's probably like, I think he's probably on the much older side of things, just judging by the way he talks. And he has just been so poisoned by being just glued to Reddit that certain things on there, like tributes, he thinks are like normal things that younger people do. So after a couple blocks, he sends another one here from a new account, and it says, okay, will we talk if I send a selfie? Please, I want to prove to you that I am a 20-year-old chilled dude, actually also a romantic. And are you actually doing fitness? Answer this and I will send you a selfie. Nobody fucking wants a selfie. It's not a reward, it's a punishment, it's a goddamn curse, and he keeps saying it. Like, look, if you just answer these questions like, are you into fitness? I'll send you a selfie. You've been begging for one. I'll do it. And please send me one. Come on, it's that easy. He just keeps mentioning that he'll send a selfie. Like, will we talk if I send one? Will this get you to finally open up to me? Fine, I'll give in and send you one of these, I suppose. Fuck, man, it's so weird. This dude's made a ton of accounts just to keep doing this to this person. And again, I imagine many others, but this is the only text from him that I can find thus far. It's so creepy. I always just find it fascinating how someone like him can exist. You can read these. Like, he's seeing the same messages we are, but to him, it's fine, and she's in the wrong. He even calls her a big red flag. It's fucked up. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this a little bit. Been a while since we checked out some classic creepy messages, and that's about it. See ya. It came to my attention last night during stream that I've never worn a wedge shirt. Wow. Didn't mean to baby talk you there. It's come to my attention I've never worn a red shirt in videos or on stream before. I don't own many. In fact, this is probably like one of only 2 that I have. It says Dungeon Master. I can't believe I accidentally just dropped a fucking wedge shirt. That's crazy. Anyway, though, I'd like to show you some wacky text messages. It's been a little bit, so let's take a peek at what I found today, where one date went really well, and then he completely fumbled it by excessive love bombing. This guy got hit by Cupid's arrow straight up the keister, and he could not wiggle it out, and it's completely sabotaged his chance at love. Last night was something else. I don't say this often, but you felt different. Right away, that text is already kind of alarming. He's speaking like he's an anime character about to go into the final battle, and he just had this huge epiphany, like, wait, something's different. I'm fighting for my friends now. It just feels so yucky. And she responds saying, haha, different how? Like, I've been out here meeting all these pretty faces, and then you show up, and suddenly they all feel irrelevant. You've got presence. Real presence. I guess she was fucking aura farming during their first date, and it just captivated him. Well, thank you. I had a good time, too. You don't get it. I haven't stopped thinking about you. You were in my head before the night even ended. The way you talk. The way you carry yourself. I liked it a lot. It's so over the top. I can just picture him putting his finger on her lips like, shh. No, you don't get it. I love you. Like, I don't know what the thought process is here. Like, man's just seeing hearts swirling around his head here. Like, not even a fucking love potion out of Harry Potter has someone talking like this. It just feels immediately obsessive. They had a single date, and now he's texting her like his whole world shifted upside down. He's watched one too many Hallmark movies. Becomes pretty clear that she starts to get a bit uncomfortable with it, saying, haha, okay, now you're laying it on thick. Which is an understatement. This is beyond laying it on thick. This guy he's putting dollops out here. He then tries to play it cool. Nah, I'm just honest. Most guys are too scared to say what they actually feel. I'm not one of them. Yeah, he's not like the other guys. This is an alpha male. He's not afraid of feelings. Shit. He'll throw all the feelings he can possibly think of out there immediately after one date, making sure to make the other party extremely concerned for his mental stability. She responds, saying, that's fair, I guess. I do appreciate directness and honesty, which I think this is her way of saying, like, no, this is good, but that's probably enough. He doesn't get the hint. Good, because I'm already planning our second date. I'm not trying to waste time, and I don't do casual. I know what I want when I see it. Wow, okay, a little fast, but I guess I'm flattered? You should be. You should be. I've already planned our second date and our entire lives together. I've even prepared a bedroom in my apartment for you, and I've informed your family you're moving in next week. You're not just hot, you're captivating. And I know I'm not the only one who sees it, which is why I'm already protective. That's a bad thing, bud. Like, that's not a good feature to have where you've been on one date with this woman and now you think she belongs to you. We've completed the transaction. You're my girlfriend now. I own you. Just letting you know. That's why I'm protective. To be honest with you, I don't like the idea of other guys thinking they have a shot, which is why I will never grant you permission to leave the domicile. You are not to be out in public without me accompanying you, milady. She then says, that's a strong reaction for a first date. Maybe. Or maybe I just recognize rare when I see it. I recognize rare when I see it too. A nice warm pink sinner. He's talking about her like a shiny fucking Pokemon here. It sounds like he's just trying to lock her in the Pokeball. I don't know what the actual thought process is here, and I know he's not the only one that does this. It is a real thing that some dudes try. Love bombing is what it's called, I think. It's just creepy. Like, no one likes this, especially not from a stranger. They've been on one date. They're not, like, close friends. They don't know each other at all. Now you have this unhinged weirdo who's talking about, like, I'm planning our second date. And I don't like the idea of other guys thinking they have a shot, okay? I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm being very protective because I recognize rare. You're a diamond, and I love diamonds. He just gives off the vibe that he's gonna try and make furniture out of her skin. But yeah, I noticed how the guy at the next table kept glancing at you. I wanted to say something. I didn't, but I clocked it. Brother, you're not fucking James Bond. Like, what are you doing? Going out in public analyzing threats? Like Jack Bauer out here trying to fucking find terrorists or something. I noticed there was a guy at the dinner table across the room who looked at you twice. I was gonna go over there and beat his ass, give him a swirly, and maybe take his fucking scalp off, but I decided I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I just tracked his license plate. I got it when we went outside. Weird you noticed that much, she says. I pay attention, Jin. You're the kind of woman who causes problems without even trying. I like that. But it also means I need to keep close. I don't like distractions. This guy really thinks he's in some kind of fucking spy movie or something. According to her, he's some kind of fitness Instagram poster, and he came on to her as she was initially interested, so they went on this date, and then after this date, she just finds him really creepy. Brother, it's time to integrate a few sets of social skills into your routine here, because goddamn, this is rough. Now she's just kind of full on getting worried. What do you mean, keep close, buddy? I mean, like, exclusivity. I don't share energy. He's not a AA battery, goddammit. The only thing he shares is a knuckle sandwich to anyone who glances at his woman, whom he now owns because they went on a single date. And if I'm putting mine into someone, I expect the same back. If you're still exploring options, let me know now. I'm not the guy you juggle. Dude, we just met though. Like, yesterday. Exactly. That's why it matters how we move now. No, be for real, you're kidding, right? She's in disbelief over this now. It matters. I understand we just met yesterday, which is why it's of paramount importance that we proceed the exact way that I feel is necessary. The only healthy way, which is where we're immediately exclusive. Now quick, there's no time to waste. Come to my dungeon. We'll talk there. No, I'm not kidding. I love that he puts quotation marks around it. This guy talks like if a Redditor accidentally got a woman's number. I move with intention. This fence got me moving like claymation. Now he's just speaking like fucking Dracula flow here. I move with intention. You're not just, quotes, just talking type of girl. I'm not a, quotes, maybe type of man. This is just painful to read. This guy uses more quotes than a fucking mainstream journalism article referencing a tweet. You said you're looking for someone serious. So am I. No one is more serious than this guy, I'll tell you that much. This is coming off kinda heavy. Or maybe it's just unfamiliar because you're used to guys being passive. You're used to betas, not alphas like me. Let me guess, your ex, quote, let you do whatever, and then got mad when you stopped caring. He doesn't even use quotes the right way. Why is that in quotes? She then just says, don't bring up my ex. It is a weird thing for him to try there. That was an interesting play. He's trying to, like, armchair psychologist her here, but he's terrible at it. Like, he's trying to make these crazy reads on her as a person and completely misses the mark. Like, what is this even... Like, I don't even know what he's trying to say. Let me guess, your ex let you do whatever you want and then got mad when you stopped caring. What? What in tarnation are you babbling about? She then continues saying that's weird. But he disagrees. Not weird. Insightful. This guy's a cornucopia of great information that you can learn from, lady. He's got all the answers. He knows you better than you know yourself, and he got all this from just one date. Read you like a book. I don't want to end up like the last guy who didn't know what he had. So I'm telling you now, I value connection. I value loyalty. And I expect that energy from day one. I don't wait around for someone to figure out if I'm worth it. I think this is supposed to be his attempt at selling himself and, like, showing how he's so different from other guys because he just loves so much, he loves so hard. He reminds me of that TikToker I've been making fun of quite a bit, Garrett, the guy who's like, oh, when I think of pussy, I can't help but fucking cry and squirt and squeal. Ooh, that when I think of that pussy. What a beautiful, immaculate creation. And I love during periods when it bleeds because it's a divine blood, I swear. Like, he reminds me of that guy. She finally just says what should be obvious to him. I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable, honestly. Which makes sense. That's a very natural thing to feel when some guy's immediately, like, putting these stipulations on what it would mean if you saw him again. Look, we had a great first date. Now here's all the things that should worry you about me. Wow, you're really going to pull that? I give you genuine attention, make you feel seen, and now I'm, quote, too much. What are you even quoting? She never even said too much. She just said that it's making her uncomfortable. Why does he use so many fucking quotes? Who is this guy? Good God. Holy cannoli. Jiminy Christmas. I also like how he says he makes her feel seen. Brother, what are you talking about? He's just trying to pull out and just use all of these things he's seen in like rom-coms and shit. Man's just bloviating. This is why women say they want real men but push them away the second it gets real. You're used to boys. I'm not a boy. And then she's just finally like, alright, this is it. I'm not doing this piece. Unreal. I hope the next guy you give your time to knows what he's getting. He won't see you like I did. But go ahead, play it safe. I can't believe she wasn't eating out of the palm of his hands here. His strategy was textbook. I am shocked it didn't work. So, I mean, sometimes nice guys just finish last, you know what I mean? He did everything right. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with you real quick. That's it. See ya. It's been a little while since I've gone over some text messages, and I still giggle at them to myself from time to time, but there hasn't been anything truly interesting that's come across my desk until today. This one gave me a big old hoot and a holler here as it aims to tackle the age-old question, how long should you wait after connecting with a human being to graduate from text messages to phone calls? For this one brave soul, that was about an hour. And the results were not optimal, to say the least. This fairy tale starts the way that all the good ones do. They matched on a dating app about an hour ago, and then he reaches out saying hello, and then tries to call them. She responds by saying, hey, smiley face, I'm watching a movie with my parents right now. I'll be able to call in a bit. I'm sorry. She seems super sweet, giving an explanation and even offering an apology for not being able to hop on the hotline right away. And it's not like she owed him an explanation or an apology, it was just a nice gesture. It's a very awful idea to try and call someone that you just met an hour ago. You only became aware of each other's existence like less than 60 minutes ago. He tries to grit his teeth and bear it, but the pain is too much. He says, oh, okay. And it comes across pretty sad. I don't know if he actually was sad here, but it seems to me like I can feel him looking down at the ground while he types that and like kicking some dirt. And I think she picked up on that because she issues another apology, but then says, how's your night going? So she's trying to at least make a conversation out of this, so she seems interested. He goes, no, it's okay. I'm excited to hear your voice though. Maybe send me pics of you? Mine is okay. I'm just chillin'. To me, it sounds like he's fishing for some sacred nudies here. I believe that he's probably in Coomer mode right now. His dick is in DEFCON 5, and now he's requesting some pics. I imagine if she did answer that phone call, it would have just been heavy breathing into it. Like something out of a horror movie. The phone calls coming from inside the house. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just a guy who really enjoys talking over the phone and getting some pictures of the person he's talking to over the other end. Totally innocent pictures.
Holy shit, what are you playing?
It's a little game called AFK Journey. Do you want to know more?
Yeah.
Big thanks to AFK Journey for sponsoring this video. AFK Journey is a wonderful free-to-play game that's available now on iOS, Google Store for mobile, and the AFK Journey official website for PC. Again, it's totally free to play and I highly recommend checking it out. AFK Journey is an ethereal RPG with distinctive visuals that you can just get lost in the breathtaking 3D canvas art of its world. It's more than just an idle game. There's new gameplay elements to it, a lot of new mechanics, as well as an added dimension with the PC-compatible side-scrolling. You'll be gathering heroes across 6 factions and formulating winning strategies with different teams. The Hex battle map allows players to freely assemble their hero lineup and strategically position them so you can master battlefield strategies to conquer each challenge with precision. You'll be exploring big maps, solving fun puzzles, meeting interesting NPCs, all with extremely fun and effortless one-handed gameplay. The official release is giving away over 40 heroes for free, including 200 free pulls for completing things like a 7-day login. So make sure to check out AFK Journey and use my CD key AFK Journey 88. You get a lot of goodies for that, 18,888 golden coins, 100 diamonds, some great stuff, so make sure to check it out. The links are in the description, and big thanks again to AFK Journey for sponsoring. Surprisingly, she doesn't seem creeped out by that. She says, "Oh, that's cute. I'm excited to hear yours too. And yeah, of course, I'll send some pics right now." Which is not the response I thought that would garner. I would have expected some kind of ickiness to it and maybe a question about, like, why? I mean, we've known each other less than 60 minutes. You can just scroll my fucking online dating profile to see some pics of me. His response to her is just, okay, cool. This guy is just very concise, matter of fact. She says, "For the pics, do you want, like, recent ones? Because I have a ton ranging from, like, 2 weeks ago to, like, 4 years. He says, "Yes, but any," frowny face, and then winky frowny face. Every bone in my body is telling me that this dude is absolutely looking for some titty pics. He's looking for some honkers or something here. He's not looking for just, like, your normal Facebook photos or something you'd post on your Instagram story. He's not looking for you at the movies or something from 2 weeks ago seeing the Winnie the Pooh horror film. He's looking for ass and titties. That's my guess here, especially with, like, the winky frowny. I don't know why he's frowning so much. I'm not really sure. Maybe that's like an accident. Maybe you want to do like a winky face with a smile. But for some reason, he just keeps accidentally sending frowning faces, including like a winking frown face, which I've never seen before. I don't know how you even like sad wink at something to begin with either. I don't know, just, it seems like conflicting emotions there. He then calls her twice within 20 minutes and says, "Hello, upset. I'm waiting, lol." This guy types like he's playing a MOBA. Like he's typing as quickly as possible just to convey the bare minimum amount of information. Upset. Hello? Okay, cool. Frowny. Winky frowny. Like, it's just very basic shit here. He's not actually even having a conversation. It's weird. Yet he keeps really wanting to talk on the phone. I don't know what would have happened if she answered some of these calls. Like, maybe he'd just fart into it and hang up while giggling. Perhaps, I don't know, like a big prank call? A huge ruse? Anyway, after 2 more failed calls, she says, "Hey, sorry, I just finished the movie. I wasn't looking at my phone, but I apologize that you're upset, but I just want to be straightforward with you since you were with me. I'm not like a very clingy person, and I'm kind of getting that vibe already, you know?" And he goes, "No, I just wanted to talk. You can answer, or call back." Completely missing the point of what she was saying, just insistent on having this phone call here. It's worse than a telemarketer. This guy just cold turkey calls her out of the blue. She doesn't answer, even issues an apology for not answering, which she didn't owe him, and he is still hung up on that and won't take any new information in. His brain is flooded with one idea. He can only hold one thought in his mind at any time, and right now that thought is, want to talk on phone. Upset if no talk on phone. So he's just stuck in that mode. So she goes, "No, I get that. I just like taking things slow if that's okay." And he says, "Are you scared of connection? You can't talk without thinking it's too fast. Just call Jeez Louise." I have to wonder if she's communicating with a 13-year-old. Jeez Louise? You're dropping Jeez Louise in 2024? This is not what the Lord died for. Are you kidding me with this? Is this some kind of joke? Get out of town. A Jeez Louise in this day and age? He then goes, "I could literally call right now. It's so easy. I don't like being ignored." No shit, it's easy to call, but why do you want to do that? And why won't you take no for an answer? You've known each other less than an hour. You don't even know each other. You just both had like a Metal Gear Solid ping that made you alerted that this other person existed, and now you're talking through Snapchat. This actually might be a toddler. Maybe the person that she matched with through Tinder or whatever the online dating app was, maybe they went to an Easter celebration with family and then their little nephew got a hold of the iPad and then just started talking to some of his contacts, and this lady was one of those victims here. So she's actually just communicating with a legitimate diaper-shitting, milk-snorting little kid. Because no adult, I feel like, communicates this way. I'm starting to really believe in that conspiracy theory here. But anyway, she responds, "Of course not, but I like to take things slow. I'm sorry. Please respect that I'm trying to be as cordial as possible. I haven't had the best experiences in the past." That's in response to the "Are you scared of connection" line that he drops here. Like he's out of some kind of bad Hallmark movie, or The Young and the Restless. Because she won't accept his random fucking phone calls here. And then in response, he tries to call her again. She says, "I would like to just text maybe until I'm more comfortable." And his response is, "I'm S." And then an audio message. I have to wonder, that's got to be like the worst 26 seconds a microphone has ever recorded. I can only imagine what his voice sounds like. I'm imagining like squealing, high-pitched, nasally, like like almost shatter glass level of an opera singer, like with that very high note, but throughout the entire 26 minutes. I also wonder what he was trying to say. I'm S. Maybe that's some kind of code that needs to be deciphered here. I'm serious, perhaps? I'm shitting? I'm silly? I have no idea. But anyway, she then takes a screenshot of the chat, and then he dumps a screenshot. He then follows that up by saying right at the top, and then tries to call her once again, just continuing to poke her here. He says, just wonder, answer. Maybe he's like actually overdosing right now, and he's trying to beg her to call the police to get them over there to save his life. I have no idea what's happening to his brain. It's turning to mush right before our eyes. Like he's getting hit by a stupid beam, and we're watching him fade away. She says, I don't really know what to say. I feel like I'm being backed into a corner right now. He says, stop typing, and then calls her again, which of course she doesn't respond to, and then says, OMG, drops another 26-second audio message, which is interesting that it's the exact same amount of time. I wonder if it's just the same message he dropped again. I'm not really sure. I also wonder what he said during that, to be honest. But anyway, he then says, bye, little baby. Oh, the heebie-jeebies. I'm getting them. Jinkies. Oh, good. Bye, little baby. Oh, yuck. And then she just says, can you please respect my boundaries? I apologize that I said I'd call earlier. I got nervous and I would feel more comfortable texting. If calling is more your thing when you first meet someone, then maybe we just aren't the best match. I wish you luck. Maybe we can try again tomorrow. I'm going to take a shower and head to bed. Good night. I don't know why she would even try and say, like, maybe we can try again tomorrow. She should have just not responded at all, because this guy is unhinged. This is just an absolute weirdo, and there's no salvaging this. Maybe she was a little fearful of, like, what this guy might do, perhaps, which is a very legitimate fear, so it's best to, like, cushion the blow. But even still, this guy is fucking weird. He then just says, no, like a defeated Power Rangers villain. Because that boundary is silly. I don't care. I'm of interested anymore. Bye. Not. So he's saying, I'm not interested anymore. So because she wouldn't talk on the phone, he's no longer interested, and he thinks that boundary is silly, thus he has no respect for it. What a man. And then she says, okay, I apologize again, hope you have a great night. And then he just says, just say bye. What a quirky little lunatic here. Impressive self-sabotage. Like, this lady seemed more than willing to communicate, like, interested in learning more about him, just didn't really want to hop on a phone call, which is super understandable since they'd only known of each other for less than an hour. She gave so many chances to just stop doing the creepy phone call routine and just text like normal people that are starting to get to know each other through like an online dating app. Like, you're not friends and you don't know each other at all. So why the fuck would you want to hop on a phone call first thing right away? That's overwhelming. That's a lot. That's just weird. And he just kept getting creepier and creepier. He fell apart. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to go over this one because it had me giggling quite a bit because, geez Louise, he was off the rails. That's really about it. See ya.